you
It's
know?
it's a psychological thing. There's a lot of people that I know, they're really good in the gym. They're called gym warriors. They're great in the gym, but they never fight. And
Yeah.
sometimes they might fight, and they might lose, and they lose face. They don't want to do it again. Or they might get their butt kicked. They don't want to do it again. Or they might have won, but they know they can't do any better than that. They just got lucky. And they're like, there's a lot of people who are, how do you say, undefeated. You know what I'm saying? So
Right,
it's
right,
like
right.
they want to retire with with that record.
Hmm.
5-0, 6-0, doesn't matter. It's all about who you fight.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess it's all in the mindset. It's like, do you want to be the champion? Do you want to be the best?
Yeah.
Do you just want to test yourself? You know,
Yes. Yeah.
because I myself, I've never competed, but I was a gym warrior for a little while. You know,
Mhm.
I had decent technique. You know,
Yeah.
didn't like getting punched in the face, even though I got punched in the face. You know, I'm pretty tall, so I had that advantage.
Right.
But when it came to competing, it was like, oh man, can I really go in there and like face another human being?
Yeah.
Hopefully not named Attila, or John Wayne Parr or Shawn Yacoubian, or and anyone like that. It's like, because you could be facing like a monster,
Yeah.
and it might demoralize you. Because that was one of my questions for you as well. Is like, what advice would you give to someone training in the arts? How do you overcome a loss? Especially your first one, and how do you not let it destroy your will to fight again? Like,
Yeah.
you have any
Yeah,
advice for that, or?
I experienced that. I experienced my first loss back in 2003. I took a fight and I wasn't quite ready, but I just did it anyway. And it was a it was a learning lesson. The guy was southpaw. He moved. He was taller. It was just, at that time, I wasn't really training to work too much. And work, by work, I meaning I have to do most of the work. Usually, like at that time, a lot of the people that I fought, they were right there in front of me. I didn't have to think about it. I was more of a counter fighter, but the person was southpaw. That creates a little bit difficulty. He was taller. That's another difficulty. So he was a good mover. So I was outpointed. I wasn't hurt, but I just didn't capitalize because I just wasn't ready for that game.
Mhm.
And yeah, pretty much like, I think the advice I have, it's not about losing, it's about when things, a lot of things in my fight career didn't pan out. I would train to fight, and for some reason the fight would fall through. And the way that I was training was, when I was training, I was training, and when I wasn't. So the advice I would give to everybody, if you are in the fight game, trying to move up in the ranks, it doesn't matter if you are fighting or not. You need to maintain. That's one of the biggest
Mm.
lessons that I had to learn, because growing up in an Armenian household, I wasn't really taught about the nutrition aspect. I would bust my butt and I would do the road work. I would train with all three of my trainers, and that's how I cut weight. But as you grow older, you put on more weight. It's just harder to cut. So when by the time I'm fight ready, I already been through a fight of getting my weight down.
I
So
see. Yeah.
stay ready. Be in that, uh, be close to your fight weight. That's the advice. That's the biggest thing. Nutrition and maintenance is huge in the sport if you're going to be competing on an ongoing level.